Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to take a very brief look at the TIE Interceptor expansion for the Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures game. Now, the TIE Interceptor expansion is part of the Wave 2 expansion set. Again, typically there are 4 ships per wave, and at the present time there are about 3 waves out on the market. So with that being said, let's take a quick look at the TIE Interceptor and see what it's capable of. Alright, now here are the majority of the components that come with the TIE Interceptor expansion pack. Just like with the previous videos, I didn't include all of the tokens here just because most of the tokens are standard. You can find them in the core set. The tokens that usually come with an expansion usually complement the actions that are available with that particular ship class. So for example, there's the focus action here. You've got an evade over here. So the TIE Interceptor would come with a focus and an evade token. That's just an example. Mind you, more tokens are included with this. Now with that being said, here's a quick look at the TIE Interceptor. Let's go ahead and focus in on that. Alright, as you can see, pretty detailed. Again, very delicate, so be careful. For those of you that aren't really all that familiar with the Star Wars ships in question, the TIE Interceptor is a bit more maneuverable and a little bit faster than the TIE Fighters. So if you had to choose between the two, I would go with the TIE Interceptor myself. Alright, now what you're looking at here is the maneuver dial. As you can see, it can make a very hard turn left or right on one, but it can't go straight or make a slight left or slight right, so that's pretty interesting. However, on two, you can make a hard left, a slight left, you can go straight, you can make a slight right, and a hard right, and all of them are green maneuvers, so that will remove a stress token. You can bank hard to the left on 3, slight left on 3, straight on 3, that's a green maneuver. You've got slight right and hard right on 3. You can also do a K turn on 3, however that will add a stress token because it's in red. You've got 4, you can go straight, that will provide, that's a green maneuver, so that can remove a stress token. And finally, you can go straight on 5, and you can do a K turn on 5, again, that will cause a stress token. Now before I go any further, I want to quickly mention this boost action reference card. The TIE Interceptor and the A-Wing both introduce this particular action, and it's located on these ship cards over here, which I'll show you in a minute. But basically, this new boost action will allow that ship, in particular here, choose the one straight, the one slight left, or the one slight right maneuver template. Set the maneuver template between the ship's front guides, move the ship to the opposite end of the template, and slide the rear guides of the ship into the template. Performing a boost does not count as executing a maneuver. A ship cannot boost if this would cause its base to overlap with another ship's base or an obstacle token. Now, because this is an action, this is separate from a maneuver. However, this is a nice little action to play just to sort of move your ship a little bit, to the left or right or straight, just to give it the nudge it might need to get into range or possibly get out of range. So rather than take an action like focus or evade, you can take this boost action, which will allow you an extra set of movement, if you will, to get you into position the way you want to be. Alright, now that leads me to the pilots. You've got a total of 6 pilot cards that come with this particular expansion. As you can see, the base stats are all the same. You've got 3 for your attack, 3 for your agility, 3 for your hull, and 0 for shields. Now, as far as the individual pilots go, you've got Tur Fenner. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. But he has a pilot skill of 9, which is great. That means in most cases he will move last and shoot first. His special ability, when you receive a stress token, you may assign 1 focus token to your ship. That's kind of nice. I mean, if you're going to perform a K turn, for example, and have to add a stress token to your ship, you'll be allowed to add a focus token. And in most cases, when you execute some type of red maneuver, if you have a stress token on your ship, you can't take an action like focus. So that's a pretty good ability. As far as the action bar is concerned, here you've got focus, barrel roll, the boost action, which I just explained, and the evade action. Down here, this is worth 27 points to add to your team, and here's the list of upgrades here. The next pilot up on the list is Tur Fenner. Again, I'm going to butcher these names. But you've got a pilot skill of 7 here, and his ability, after you perform an attack, you may perform a free boost or barrel roll action. So keeping this guy on the offensive is generally a good idea to complement this special ability here. Again, you've got focus, barrel roll, boost action, evade, a cost of 25, and again, you can equip one upgrade via this icon down here. You've got Fell's Wrath, pilot skill of 5, special ability. When the number of damage cards assigned to you equals or exceeds your hull value, you are not destroyed until the end of the combat phase. So that might allow you to get an extra shot off before you actually get destroyed. That's pretty neat. Nothing too fancy, but I guess that could come in handy on certain circumstances. You've got your standard ability, standard actions down here, and a cost of 23. However, no upgrade cards. After that, you've got 3 of these no-named pilots. You've got the Saber Squadron pilot, pilot rank of 4, standard actions. You can equip an upgrade card via this icon down here. Cost of 21. You've got Avenger Squadron pilot, pilot skill of 3, no special ability, standard actions, cost of 22, no upgrades. And finally, you've got Alpha Squadron pilot, pilot skill 1, no special ability. You've got your standard actions and cost of 18 with no upgrade cards possible. Last but not least, we have the 2 upgrade cards that come with this particular expansion. The first one is the Daredevil Upgrade. It's worth 3 points. As an action, execute a red hard left or hard right maneuver. Then, if you do not have the boost action icon, roll 2 attack dice. Suffer any damage or critical damage rolled. Now, what that means for the TIE Interceptor, the TIE Interceptor does have the boost action icon in their action bar on their pilot cards. So they won't have to actually roll for damage, but as their action, they will be allowed to make a hard left or a hard right rather than just you've got a straight here at 1, a slight left, or a slight right. The upgrade will allow them to do a hard left or a hard right at 1. So that's pretty useful. And again, if you do not have the boost action icon, again, you can equip these upgrade cards to any ship you want, as long as the icon in the lower left here matches what's on the bottom of the upgrade bar on the pilot. So you could equip this card to, say, an X-Wing if it was allowed to, but the X-Wing does not have this boost action icon here on its action bar, so it will actually roll for damage. The last card here is Elusiveness. When defending, you may receive 1 stress token to choose 1 attack die. The attacker must re-roll that die. If you have at least 1 stress token, you cannot use this ability. That's worth 2 points. Essentially, you're allowed to receive a stress token in order to force the attacker to re-roll one of their attack die. And there you have it. That's just a very brief look at the TIE Interceptor expansion. As always, you can check out my review of the base game at www.dadsgamingaddiction.com, or you can click on the link in the below description. That'll take you there as well. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.